Ayes, 5 noes.
Senate Bill 232, HD1 passes final reading.
I actually had to get him a separate health insurance policy because my employer did not recognize him as part of my family.
That costs quite a bit of money. But after becoming law, civil union couples will qualify for their partner's health benefits. But actually, the researchers say that will only apply to about 40 couples.
It's really more of a recognition of our gay brothers and sisters and of all families. And I think that that's what is most important.
The civil unions bill was approved at the state capitol. So what's the economic impact? Well, according to research by UH economics professors Sumner LaCroix and Kimberly Burnett, fewer than 2,000 couples will actually be joined by civil unions in the next 6 years. And they'll have a minimal impact on any aspect of Hawaii's economy. However, the impact on gay couples is profound.
Has said he's in favor of civil unions, has 10 legislative days to review it, and is expected to sign it. Abercrombie said, quote, "This has been an emotional process for everyone involved, but that process is now ended. Everyone has been heard, all points of view respected." Many agree it will motivate same-sex couples to visit Hawaii for civil union ceremonies.
We expect between 4,000 to 8,000 couples to come to Hawaii to engage in civil unions.
Oh, he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about.
You know, we're known as the Rainbow State. Just the Rainbow State.
It's not the end, just the beginning. Our God is victorious, always has been, and always will be.
UH Law School grad Sabrina McKenna joins the court with 17 years of experience as a judge in Hawaii District and Circuit Courts. So, what if a civil union's challenge ever makes it to the Supreme Court?
I would consult with the Judicial Conduct Commission to see whether it would be appropriate for me to hear the matter, and I'll address it as any other issue that would come before the Hawaii Supreme Court.
This is a significant step in the right direction.
I think it's time to move on and do what's pono for all of the people in this state.
We've been together for 32 years, and finally the state has recognized and acknowledged that we are indeed a family, and not roommates all these decades long.
Time for the state to prepare for this, and you know, if our opponents file legal challenges, that's certainly their right.
You all are a huge movement, and if she does veto it, get loud, people, just get loud, okay? Get loud! I love you!
all of you struggling with some emotions now between being, angry and sad and hopeful and optimistic about the future, I'm very, 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 and I hope she's listening to me now, very, very, very disappointed in our governor. Very. And, I have to be careful I don't say something I regret later. I should be a statesman. I should be dignified. But the anger and disappointment certainly is there. I think for her to veto this bill and blame it on the legislative process and call for a popular vote is pure shibai.
The wrong side of history. Shame, shame, shame. God, 1991, people can't even believe in interracial marriage.
Be put to a public vote anyway. This is a question of protecting minority rights. If you look historically at slavery, if we would have had a majority vote to abolish slavery, we would not have abolished slavery. It took the courage of legislators.
The emotion over civil unions runs deep, and it's not going away.
What if your child turns out gay? What if your child is naturally gay? Aloha too. Put on the hoods next time, you'll look better. Put the hoods on next time, aloha. Put the hood on, Grandma. Put the hood on.
Think of all this?
You know what? I think they should just pass the marriage because you know what? It's actually helping Hawaii too. Thank you. That's well, one, it brings in marriage because tourism is the #1 industry here. If they bring in marriage, it's not only for straight people but for gay people as well. It'll bring in money to Hawaii. Whereas we're having troubles with our sales right now, it brings in money to Hawaii.
So how personal is this to you?
How personal?
How personal is all of this?
Laura, you become my family. We will have the legal right to be a family.
That's important,
we'll
isn't it?
We'll be related.
No, I know, it's
yes.
crazy. Yes. That's what we want. Me and my man want that.
Constitution requires the legislature to make that definition. When HB 444 was passed by the legislature, it was passed in an amended version that gave everyone the rights to civil union, not just same-sex couples, but also heterosexual couples. Because we do know, for example, that those who are on Social Security, if they marry, they will lose one of those benefits. And some of the pension plans are along those same lines. However, if you have the right to have civil unions, you would have the same rights and benefits without losing it because of the word marriage. I believe that is the equality issue, and that is why the legislature passed.
Deserve equal rights or not? They deserve equal rights or not?
Gerald, I believe, well, let me make very clear here. First, on the issue of same-sex marriage, I believe that marriage is a union between one man and one woman, period. No more complicated than that. I take the position between one man and one woman, period. No more complicated than that. I take the position that they're gay and get out. They're gay and get out. I voted to repeal Don't Ask, Don't Tell based upon my experiences, not as an elected official, but based on my personal experience.
Saying that they're gay, in his mind, makes them less able to serve. I believe that policy should be repealed.
governor.
The other person that I turn to often in these moments of meditation is the Dalai Lama. And his meditation for today said, if you can help others with sincere motivation and sincere concern, this will bring you more than good fortune. More friends, more smiles, more success. If you forget others and forget their rights or neglect the welfare of others, ultimately, you will be very lonely. That, I think, is the great message of aloha, the great message of lokahi, the great message of the foundation of Hawaii by its Polynesian ancestors. We are island people. We understand the necessity of working together, of pulling together. We understand perhaps better than others what nature has provided for us. We understand that we must work together as island people in order to bring the full measure of what paradise has promised to us. We need to bring what Dietrich Bonhoeffer said, in prison, facing death, a sense of civic courage.
You are so fabulous. Hi, Mr. Miller, how are you?
Well, people, it was a very fabulous, kind of inspirational, very wonderful, happy day for Hawaii. Abercrombie and his wife, and Brian Schatz and his wife, and most of the senators and congressmen, and the mayor, Carlisle, is awesome. He will take the time to stop and talk to you and say hello. I love him already, so let's hope he's a winner. And aloha from Hawaii.
So I want to thank all of the gay men and women that are fighting for us today in Afghanistan and in Iraq. We honor your service, and now we can do so openly.
I looked one way, and due to my name being another way, I was discriminated against for employment. Thus, on my financial burden, not being able to pay the rent, emotionally and physically, it was really stressful on me trying to find the means to provide myself with food, clothing, a house, or even supporting what I needed to do as a successful individual within our community. And thus, coming up to you today and asking you to support this bill is very important for our transgender community, because there is a lot of our transgender individuals who go through the same things that I'm going through or have gone through.
Testimony first as a member of the Board of Education, because all of our students and graduates entering the workforce should have equal access to employment opportunities regardless of their gender identities or expressions. The Board of Education has policy 4211, which prohibits discrimination on many bases, including gender identity and expression. Among the list, and in relevant part it states, a student shall not be excluded from participation in, be denied the benefits of, or otherwise be subjected to discrimination under any program, services, or activity of the Department of Education. Our students' access to equal opportunities should not stop at the schoolyard gates. According to the Department of Labor and Industrial Relations, approximately 13,000 14, 15, 16, and 17-year-old young people are entering our workforce. The Department of Education prepares its graduates for both college and careers. The department is currently rolling out 61 various career and technology education programs to better prepare our graduates to meet the demands of today's workplace. I urge this committee to support HB 546 to better prepare our workplace to employ and promote today's graduates based on their industry knowledge and work ethic, and not on the basis of their gender identity and expression. And if I may just step out with that hat from my hat as a civil rights attorney, I just want to share a case that I had through the Volunteer Legal Services Hawaii. Back in 2005, when Governor Lingle vetoed this same language that was proposed, and it actually went through the House and the Senate, and it was vetoed. It made the paper, and there was an employer of a very large hotel in Waikiki who took that news article and called in a transgender employee who was worked for Local 5, cleaning rooms, and told this young woman that she needs to cut her hair, she needs to use the men's locker room and wear the men's uniform because the governor vetoed this legislation. That was very, so what happened was, so I went in and I actually took the governor's veto statement, and one of the reasons why she vetoed it was because the Civil Rights Commission does already protect gender identity as a form of discrimination on the basis of sex. But what happened is it's really confusing to employers if in all the other civil rights statutes we say gender identity and expression, but when it comes to employment, we're silent. So it's confusing. So this employer thought, oh, I can discriminate, I can do this. And so once I read her the statement of the governor's veto statement, she retracted and apologized to the employee, and everything went back to normal.
I'm going to keep my words short. I'd like to thank the committee and the representatives today. My name is Hector Lewis, and besides this person you see here, this is my other person. Okay? The last couple years of my life, I've been truly affected without being someone going through transition, and nor will I. But most of my friends that I have in the gay community, this is very normal for us. But no one's there to help them or me. For me, personally, I got told by a very large company in the last couple years that I was not able to move forward because I was gay, because my outside world would interfere with me being an executive. I worked very hard for this new company here. It was part of the new Lower Street corridor. I did everything else, followed all procedures, and when the time came that I had to defend a few employees because my position called for it, my position was questioned not from my GM only, but from the vice presidents in California. I lost my job not more than 3 months later. I was also told in that meeting that day, after an incident happened to me, which thrusted me into this world of equality in Hawaii lately, that it was just not going to happen. I was not going to get a raise. I was not going to go to Florida. I was not going to help the company expand. And furthermore, if I were to call the police, I would be fired on the spot. That's all I have to say. I hope for our youth. I really hope for the future. And like everyone in this room probably thinks, Hawaii is far beyond that with our aloha, right? I thank you all very much, and I'm in support of this bill. Thank you.
Aloha. Aloha kako e komomai to Washington Place. For those who are here in Hawaii, of course, Washington Place is the historic legacy of our kingdom. Our last queen, Liliuokalani,
That's what I like.
lived here in this home and dedicated, subsequent to her passing, this home to preserve Hawaiian culture, music, and language. It was 163 years ago, yesterday, that this historic mansion was named Washington Place by King Kamehameha III in honor of the founder of the United States of America, the revolutionary country at that time of the United States. As the 50th state, the last state to enter the Union, I think it's particularly appropriate that the Queen who stood for justice and the first President of the United States who stood for freedom and democracy for all, for justice and opportunity for all, could not be more appropriate than that we meet here today. I said the words, e komomai. It means a great deal to us, to those of us who live in paradise, because it means all are welcome. And this signing today of this measure says to all the world that they are welcome, that everyone is a brother and a sister here in paradise. The legalization of the legalization of civic unions in Hawaii represents, in my mind, equal rights for all people here, all who visit us. They protect our diversity, they protect our civil rights, they protect who we are as a people here in Hawaii. If there is anything that the word aloha means, it's that our diversity defines us rather than divides us. It's no secret that there has been controversy. It's no secret that there has been opposition. It's no secret that there are deeply held beliefs regarding this legislation that do not comport with the signing that is about to take place. But here in Hawaii, we have a process for dealing with that. The Hawaiians call it ho'oponopono. It is a coming together in a manner that is respectful of all. It is a coming together with the idea that we will have a resolution of the issues, not necessarily a solution. That's an ongoing process. We're human beings. We have our faults. We have our divisions. But here in Hawaii, we do not let our diversity divide us. It indeed defines us, and this bill defines us. I want to indicate that I think that this is a perfect example of what has been called by Dietrich Bonhoeffer, the martyr of World War II, to justice and opportunity for all, when he talked about the necessity of having civil courage, civic courage. This is what this is about today, and what is called for as well as a public conscience. This is an expression made manifest in this bill by the legislative action. There are legislators here today, and I want to pay tribute to the Hawaii State Legislature to its leadership, to its members, and particularly to the heads of the judiciary committees that saw this through in a manner that I think does credit to every democracy in every state of the Union. If we could...
I love him.
I appreciate all the time, all the effort that's been made by those who shared their thoughts and their concerns with the legislature and with each other regarding civil unions. This has been an emotional process, but everyone has been involved. This process is now ended. Everyone has been heard. All points of view have been respected. For me, this bill represents equal rights for everyone in Hawaii, everyone who comes here. This is, to me, the essence of the Aloha spirit, because this represents a triumph for everyone. We are not singling out an elite. We are not going after a special interest. This is, in fact, an interest which is something that provides for everyone. So I'm going to take these 3 pens and I'm going to sign my name in sections in recognition of the service that they have performed, is to give one of the pens to Representative Blake Oshiro as the principal author of the bill that's before us. God bless you. And to Chairman Gil Agaran of the Judiciary Committee in the House of Representatives, and to my dear friend and colleague and special friend, Clayton Heat. As you can...
He kissed the governor. That is funny. He just kissed the governor. Oh, that's gonna make national news.
Hawaii's still a big village. And so after all these years,
my special friend,
to have the opportunity at this stage of my public career to be able to advance to me the essence of Aloha is something that I truly treasure.
Oh my God, he's signing it.
My signature.
Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
Senate Bill number 232, Senate Draft 1, House Draft number 1 is now law.